Okay, folks, we're getting ready to begin our special council meeting of July 31st. It's 7:01 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Biassiata.
Here.
Assistant Director of Law Tobin. Here. Director of Finance Petroniak. Councilman at Large Elliott.
Here.
Councilwoman at Large Kelly.
Here.
Councilman at Large Koyu.
Here.
Ward 1 Councilman Kuriazis.
Here.
Ward 2 Councilman Martin.
Here.
Ward 3 Councilman Snitsky.
Here.
Ward 4 Councilman Delaquilla. Director of Public Service and Properties Johnson. Building Commissioner Grassi. And Engineer Collins.
Thank you. Before we begin, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilman Rick Delaquilla.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Elliott.
Here. Yes.
Yes.
Kuriazis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Councilman Delaquilla is excused. We'll begin with our ordinances and resolutions. We will now have the third reading of amended ordinance number 49-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Kuriazis.
I move to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 49-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Madam President, I second that motion.
Thank you, Councilman Koyu. Roll call?
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriazis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 49, 2020. Introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Kuriazis, Martin, and Snitsky. An ordinance to amend section 976.03B, parcel 2, Broadview Road, south of Hillside, as contained in section 976, permitted buildings and uses, as contained in Chapter 976, Broadview Road Development District, of Title IX Zoning Use Districts, of Part 9 Planning and Zoning Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of effecting a change in uses permitted in said zoning district to include fast food as a permitted use in said zoning district and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Kuriazis.
I move to approve the emergency clause in section 4 of this ordinance.
Madam President, I second that motion.
Thank you, Councilman Koyu. Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call, please.
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriazis.
yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Kuriazis.
I move to pass ordinance 49-2020 as an emergency measure.
Madam President, I second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriazis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 49-2020 has passed.
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
point of order. I don't know if it's relevant, but Councilman Kuriazis said that it was the first reading. It's actually the third reading, so.
I actually corrected myself and
Okay,
said third
all right.
reading.
I don't know if it matters.
Yeah,
but
no, I
didn't
heard
wanna-
him.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Councilman Snitsky.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, moving on, we'll have the third reading of amended ordinance number 50-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 50-2020 by title only for its third and final reading.
Martin, second.
Roll call?
Elliott.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Kuriazis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 50, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delacroix. An ordinance to provide for the submission to the electors of the City of Seven Hills a proposed amendment to the zoning code of the City of Seven Hills by amending Section 976.03B, Parcel 2, Broadview Road, south of Hillside, as contained in Section 976, permitted buildings and uses, as contained in Chapter 976, Broadview Road Development District of Title IX, Zoning Use Districts of Part 9, Planning and Zoning Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, for the purpose of effecting a change in uses permitted in said zoning district to include fast food as a permitted use in said zoning district and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I'd like to approve the emergency clause in Section 5 of the ordinance 50-2020.
Martin, second.
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky. Mr. Snitsky.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I move to pass ordinance number 50-2020 as an emergency measure.
Second. Martin.
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 50-2020 has passed. We'll now have the second reading of amended ordinance number 64-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we suspend the rules under the charter and read ordinance 64-2020 by title only for its second and final reading.
Second the motion, Councilman Snitsky.
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis,
Yes.
Koyu,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 64, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata. Councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delacroix. An ordinance to appropriate a sum not to exceed $36,273 for the purchase of one 2020 Chevrolet Tahoe four-wheel drive, for use by the City of Seven Hills Fire Department with appurtenances. Said purchase to be made from Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services Office of State Purchasing, State Contract RS 901620, and declaring an emergency.
Any discussion on this?
Madam President,
Councilman Elliott.
I'd like to say the reason that this is on emergency is to get the pricing, the discounted pricing from Ganley. I'd also like to say that Ganley is agreeing to give us more time to work out our finances at this time. We're still waiting to hear from law on a few items, but talking with the mayor and finance, even if we were to take this out of the general fund, it would not hurt the city. But I am working on a few other ways right now to do this. I think it's imperative at this point. We have a new chief. This chief is aggressive. He goes around the city. He's done, in my opinion, more than what he's been asked to do. I don't want him driving around in his personal vehicle. I think it's a major liability to this city, and I'm asking council to approve this on emergency tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further comments?
Madam President,
Councilman Snitsky.
I was somewhat concerned because this wasn't an item that we originally budgeted for. But after talking to the mayor and him assuring me that the city finances are in sterling shape, and listening to Councilman Elliott and his efforts to expand the usage of the Squad Assistance Fund, I think this is something that we also should do. I think a fire chief deserves to have a fire chief vehicle, so thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further comments? Thank you. Do I have a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we approve the emergency clause found in the last section of ordinance 64-2020.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Elliott.
I move that we pass ordinance 64-2020 as an emergency measure.
Second the motion?
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 64-2020 has passed. We'll now have the second reading of amended ordinance number 65-2020.
Madam President?
Councilman Martin.
Yes, Councilman Martin, I move that we suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 65-2020 by title only for its second and final reading.
I'll second the motion. Councilman Elliott?
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 64, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance to appropriate a sum not to exceed $36,273 for the purchase of one 2020 Chevrolet Tahoe four-wheel drive for use by the City of Seven Hills Fire Department, with appurtenances said purchase to be made from Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services Office of State Purchasing, State Contract RS 901620, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin, I move that we approve the emergency clause in Section 4 of the ordinance.
Councilman Elliott, I second.
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Martin.
Councilman Martin, I move that we pass ordinance number 65-2020 as an emergency measure.
Councilman Elliott, I second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Amended ordinance number 65-2020 has passed. We'll now have the first reading of ordinance number 67-2020.
Madam President,
Councilman Kulia.
I make a motion to suspend the rules of council and read ordinance number 67-2020 by title only for its first and final reading.
Second the motion?
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 67, 2020, introduced by Mayor Biassiata and councilpersons Kelly, Elliott, Koyu, Curriasis, Martin, Snitsky, and Delaquilla. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 52, 2020, passed by council on July 14, 2020, for the purpose of replacing the agreement identified as Exhibit A attached thereto with a revised agreement to correct typographical errors in two permanent parcel numbers referred to therein, directing the mayor to enter into the revised corrected agreement on behalf of the City of Seven Hills, Ohio, with Clean's Landing LLC regarding required sidewalk installation along Lombardo Center South and declaring an emergency.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Kulia.
I make a motion to approve the emergency clause in Section 4 of the ordinance.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin. Yes. Snitsky.
Yes.
Is there a further motion?
Madam President,
Councilman Kulia.
I make a motion to pass ordinance number 67-2020 as an emergency measure.
Second the motion?
Roll call?
Elliott,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Curriasis.
Yes.
Koyu.
Yes.
Martin. Snitsky.
Yes.
Ordinance number 67-2020 has passed. Moving on to miscellaneous comments. Councilman Kulia, any miscellaneous comments?
Madam President, on the purchase of the vehicle for Chief Mecklenburg, I too feel it's important for our first responders to have critical equipment to them, and I realize that it may have to initially come out of the general fund, but I'm sure that Councilman Elliott will do his best to try and make sure that these funds are attained by other means, but I still think it is very pertinent at this point to go forward with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Kulia. Councilman Elliott?
Thank you, Madam President. I'm not sure this is the proper time to do this, but can I make a motion to put ordinance 51-2020 back on the agenda?
No, I would not suggest that.
Okay. Okay. That's all I had tonight.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Snitsky?
I was actually going to make the same motion if Councilman Elliott didn't. Can we get some kind of an idea as to when it's going to come up again? What's the game plan?
It will be addressed, I'm guessing likely in a week or so.
Okay, all right. As long as it gets us into the timeframes to do what we need to do, if in fact
We
it's-
will be well within the time frame. If I am correct, the deadline for the Board of Elections is September 5th. Is that correct, Attorney Tobin?
I believe it's September 4th.
September 4th, okay, thank you.
Oh, you missed by.
Yes. As a courtesy, we were asked to notify all parties of the next time it would be
Okay.
up for meeting. So
right.
that's what we plan,
That's
that's what we
fine.
plan to do.
I have no problem with that as long as we're going to get it in before it's too late.
We will meet all deadlines.
All right, thank you very much. I have no other miscellaneous comments tonight, except that, once again, there will be no full off August.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Snitsky. Councilman Martin, miscellaneous comments?
I have no comments this evening, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Curriasis?
I have a few things. I'd like to thank Councilman Elliott and the fire chief for their hard work in getting the much-needed vehicle for the fire chief, which I think is very important in emergency situations like the microburst we had in the flooding. So I want to thank both of you for your hard work. And the second thing is, after seeing how well this meeting ran tonight, I would think that we should be able to start meeting in person like this from now out for our council meetings. I just want everybody to think about that, and I think we can do it. I want to thank Todd for the way he set this up. I think it's something to think about. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Curriasis. My miscellaneous comments, I'd like to also thank Todd and Jen for getting everything together for our meetings and the work that's involved. I do appreciate that. Mayor, do you have any miscellaneous comments for us?
Nope, I think you said it all. Thank you to Todd and Jen, and our fire chief who's in attendance today, for all their collective hard work. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't believe there's any other such business to come before council. So, pardon me?
I have a request for a letter to read into the record.
Oh, okay, go ahead, please, clerk.
I received a communication from Tom Juros this morning, 9:18, asked me to read this into the record, and I will. Hello, at 8:30 yesterday evening, I received the revised notice of public meetings that are to be held this evening at 6:30. I see that public participation in the public hearing on zoning will be accommodated by a phone number to be announced during the meeting. On average, the streamed council meetings are attended by 20 viewers. Council's immediate reaction to Governor DeWine's mandate regarding COVID restrictions on the number of persons allowed to gather was to suspend the Seven Hills ordinance that mandates that meeting attendees be allowed to speak at all public meetings open to the public. No accommodation was provided for live participation in electronic meetings. Apparently, council has discovered a means by which attendees of public electronic meetings can be allowed live participation in those meetings. The plain fact is that the obvious means to allow live attendee participation was always available to council. I would like to suggest that council discontinue the practice of stifling live attendee participation in electronic meetings by its suspension of the aforementioned ordinance mandating that meeting attendees be allowed to speak at all open public meetings and not providing an access phone number that allows that access. I am unsure that not providing said access number in meeting notices satisfies the requirements for public meeting notifications. I'm sure that council will want to make sure it is in compliance with all applicable law. I request that Clerk Securic read this communication at tonight's meeting. Respectfully, Tom Jaros. That's all I have.
Thank you, Clerk. My only comment to that is this council is in compliance with the rules in place by the governor and with our Ohio Attorney General. We have been as such since the rules for COVID came out, and we will continue to do so. If there's no further comments, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn council, our special council meeting at 7:22 p.m.
Councilman Elliott, I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Elliott?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Curriasis?
Yes.
Kuyu?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Snitsky?
Yes.
Our special council meeting is adjourned. We will begin a special finance meeting